I forgot to turn my camera towards me. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry for starting so late. I just felt like starting a little bit late. I've been a little lazy this week. I think I had to get up really early for a Barbenheimer event with my friends, and pretty much like this entire week has felt like a little bit too cluttered. Like I'm skipping a lot of events this week just because I don't know. I think Barbenheimer and then my usual routine, like I think that's gonna be enough. Like I don't need too much extra stuff to I need some chill time. I say that like I don't have like hours and hours to myself, but you know. Some days I feel like I don't have enough, some days I feel like I need way less. Or often I say I feel like I need way more stuff to do, but this week I just felt a little bored. Or not too bored, sorry, that's the wrong one. I felt a little too spread thin. So this week will be a short week, but that's, you know, it should be fine. We should still be able to get some stuff done. Didn't want to do nothing. Oh, that's also why I didn't post any art this week. I posted a little thing in my story, just like a cute little sketch that I did. But that's about all I felt like doing. I meant to do it right before I walked into Oppenheimer, but it was a little bit of a hectic kind of thing. Why am I so far to the right? Get the camera. Oh, I have like a little thing blocking it. Oh my god, I'm showing off my entire room. Not that there's anything wrong here besides a pretty messy bed. There we go. Oh no, what the? Come on. Like right there. There we go, perfect. I think there was something behind it that was getting it stuck. And let me also zoom in just a touch like last time. I liked a little bit of zoom. Also, last time my freaking recording stopped and it just didn't let me know. Because it let me know that there was like a frame drop, but it didn't let me know that the recording just completely stopped. That was really upsetting. Yeah, I think that's good. Is it like the max zoom? Let's zoom out just, there we go. I probably do need to improve this camera just one day. Just a bit. Okay. Hang on. Okay, hold on. Let me just do one more thing. I think the saturation is just a little too strong. I look way too orange. I need to stop closing this window. Because I need to change it like every 5 seconds. Now I look dead. There we go. Just like a little in between. Did it not save it? What just happened? Oh, I see. It's because I have like the white on me. The window. I keep just saying white. The whites, they have me. Okay. I will leave my little lemon loaf to the side because I'm probably going to eat it during the stream. You cannot stop me from enjoying my little treats. Okay. My tablet, my pen dead. Awesome. Classic. I just thought last night, oh, maybe I should charge it, because, you know, the past 2 streams, I don't think I charged my thing at all. There we go. So as I mentioned, I watched Barbenheimer. That was very fun. I enjoyed both of them a little bit more than I thought. I wanted to be a Christopher Nolan hater. Because I think he can be a little annoying, especially like off like movie stuff. Like, you know, like what he talks about. Tenet was really obnoxious, even though I did like Tenet. I did think it was kind of stupid, to some degree. Just like the pacing of the dialogue was so unnecessarily rapid pace, and just like the flow of the movie. It's also similar in Oppenheimer, where the flow of the movie is just like scene, 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 pop, 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 pop. And there's aspects of it I like, especially because like it's based off of a book. So I liked that, like it felt like I was reading an entire novel, but it was also kind of like, wow, this is 3 hours of just nonstop paying attention. It was really, it's a lot. That being said, it was still actually, I couldn't hate it. It was a good movie. I mean, there was stuff I was worried about. Like, I knew that there was gonna be stuff about communists and like leftism, and I kind of assumed that Nolan isn't a big fan. He probably isn't, but he covered it really well. He did not make communists look like bad guys at all, which I thought was really refreshing. And it kind of pointed the finger at the FBI, like directly, like just saying like, hey, they were pretty openly throwing away rules, making it completely unfair, not functioning as a government. You did not get any representation if they believed you were a communist. Like it was pretty nasty for the FBI, which I think is a good thing. That you should be openly against the FBI. They have done very poor things. They have done terrible things to other countries. Yeah, we like that. Sorry. And the only thing that I think was like truly a flaw was the how they depicted women. It's like almost like you don't even have to like explain it. Like, yeah, I mean, women at the time weren't treated well, and I understand why they might want to depict it that way, you know, to be like real to the movie. But they did not hide it. Like I think Twitter's already been talking about it, but like, woman appears for the first time in the movie. 5 seconds of like a little bit of a seductive dialogue, ooh, and then like 5 seconds later they are slamming each other, and it is just really unnecessary. You can show a relationship, be like, oh, they started going out as a couple, they became married, without like showing them slamming each other. I like the actor. I do not need to see him naked with the balls out. I don't even know if you see his balls, but anyways, yeah, it was just really unnecessary, and it doesn't happen only once either, and it's just very stupid. I mean, it's whatever. It's fine. I don't want to be like too soft about it, but like it did feel weird. Like it just felt weird. It felt unnecessary. Yeah. Oh, and then obviously it felt really long. Like I said, pacing was super fast, but the movie also felt really long. So it was very dense and very long. Like you absolutely feel that movie, like how long it is. And then also, what else was it? There was another thing. Barbie. Oh yeah. So I watched Barbie second. I wanted to do Barbie Oppenheimer, but then thinking about it, I knew that Oppenheimer would probably be very long and I'd fall asleep through it if I left it for last. So I ended up watching Barbie's last to like keep it short, sweet, and a little bit more active for the last bit. I was almost asleep on the ride home. It was crazy. But Barbie was great too. Like I knew it was going to be fun, but it was way more fun than I thought it would be. Barbie was great. And, you know, not just for like a meme. It was actually like a good movie, in my opinion. 1 second. Just a quick summary about Barbie. It's very goofy. I thought it was gonna be like a very simple, basic movie with just a little bit of gender politics. It's pretty much like aggressively political gender politics. It's pretty aggressive with its gender politics. Like right out of the gate. And it was not bad at all. It was fun. Sorry, just a second. I'm trying to get things open on my Twitch. There we go. Yeah, I really liked Barbie. It was very fun. It was very funny. Also, just wanted to mention, it has one of my favorite shows on Netflix. Netflix is a show called Sex Education. Um, it has a lot of actors that are just very good. It's very good writing, very good emotion, and all that. And a lot of them appeared, like I think like 3 to 4 actors from the show are also in Barbie, and it was just very nice to see them. And they all had like speaking roles. They were all very sweet. The main girl is very pretty. And I still have a crush on her. It's great. There was also a moment where like one of the guys from the show is like, "Oh, what if I still want to hang out with the Barbies?" And then one of the other Barbies, the other late girl that's like one of the main female leads of the show, comes up behind him. He's like, "Oh, I'll hang out with you," or whatever. And I was just like, "Oh, those two are from the same show," and they have this like one quick jump scene where like you can see the two of them just like being very friendly with each other. And I'm like, that's sweet. I think that's like, I don't know if it's intentional, but it felt very nice. Okay, so that's enough about Barbenheimer. Let's focus on actually drawing. So, last we left it, we just got started with the rough. We still had some work to do, but I ended up working out on a piece of paper. I felt like the legs were too long, and so I just copied, pasted it, and then I ended up reworking it on Procreate. You might see the little stuff up here. But yeah, I think we're gonna just shorten up the wall, and that should fix the issue with the legs. So we can have him standing in front of the wall. You know, he's not just floating, and his legs aren't like 90% of his body. I think this is good. Good little fix. Then I also wanted to fix the silhouette a bit. So you can see that his arm is a little bit shorter here. So it looks a little bit more like it's going behind him. Anything here? And then also thin out the stomach. That way he looks a little bit more hunched over. There's just a bunch of little things I wanted to tweak. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Leave it very vague. Is there a way to do this? I don't know. We'll see if I can do it. Maybe I just turn it on at 100%, then just turn it off and on when I need it. So let me grab my pencil. Let me grab my... Did I say grab the pencil? Please grab the pencil. And then grab the eraser. We're going to grab the right color. The app is being slow to respond, which I think was happening during the last stream. I don't know why it does that. So we're gonna erase his like entire lower half. Why is that happening? Oh, that's shading. That's why it looks like that. So we're gonna, yeah, let's erase that too. That's not an eraser, that's why. Erase that. I'm gonna erase the arm too. Then we're gonna erase all of the legs. But we're gonna keep the forearm because I think the forearm matches in perfectly with the drawing that's already there. It's just this part that needs to get little tweaked. Little tweak. There we go. And then let's try to... I'm gonna do like a 20 brush. Or, yeah, let's do like 20 for the brush. This is gonna be a little headache inducing, but I'm gonna just tweak it. It's a quick little trace. This is on the wrong layer. Redoing things because we keep working on the wrong layer. We love it, we love it, we love it. This time we're on the right layer. I double checked this time. Might make his legs a little bit longer, but only like a touch. This is really hard to understand because I've had to redo like all of his body. There we go. That helps. Oh, and I do have to redo the background too. So let's see. Just like that. And let's erase that too. Let's see, the background. I'm just gonna do a line. Let me see. I'm just gonna stay on this layer and just trace over this. It's not gonna show up until like I'm done now. You done know. Just like that. And we take it off. Voila, it's right there. Now I can see where his legs are. Let's turn this off for a second. There we go. Now it's all making a little bit more sense. It's hard to tell with the shadows I have there, because it's still based off of when he was there. All right, so let's see if we can tweak this to fit a little better. So this gap is a little too close to the edge. So it should be like right here now. He looks a little too thin. I don't want him to be like lanky. Just a little bulkier, because I want him to look more like a, you know, like an animal, like a beast. But not like Jack. Just like a little husky, just a little bit of huskiness. Tiny bit of husky. Maybe like a dad bod gut, just like a little bit of gut. But usually whenever I draw characters, they start out with like the peak physique, like the peak desired physique, and then we start to like make things a little bit more realistic. So that's probably why I just like left it there. On the wrong layer. His thighs look a little thicker than I have in the other drawing. So let's slim it down just a bit. I mentioned before that I didn't want him to have too huge of thighs. Like, or too jacked of legs either. Again, like I want him to look a little physically daunting, but not like too extreme. Like I don't want him to be like bodybuilder. Just like the kind of like physique where you can tell like he works out. I didn't want to give him fat cows, though. No, I think I redid that hand here too, because I have him kind of doing like this, but I think this is a little bit more what I was going for, where it's just like the ridge of the palm. I don't know what to call this, like right on that ball of the thumb. That's usually what you use to like wipe your mouth, or yeah, I don't know if that's usually what you use, but that's usually what I think of. I'm gonna do this at like a 12. Did I change it to like the wrist at all? Oh, I see. Yeah, this is gonna be like the finger going up here. How's it look from afar? Yeah, the hand does still look a little goofy. The legs look fine. Hang on a second. Can't tell if this is just too fat. I think I might have to slim it down because I was trying to avoid slimming it down because I do like sometimes dial things down whenever I want them to be extreme. I think this is a case where I really do need to just fit. Just reel it in just a touch. I was also explaining it to my friends. I'm a big comic books fan, DC, and one of the things that has kind of become like a well-known meme in DC is that Nightwing, the first Robin, now all grown up, has a very, for whatever reason, has a very nice butt. Or like the characters will mention it, and like a lot of creators will mention it. It's like almost like a meme. It's a very weird, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. It's just harmless fun. I think it's funny. And I think it makes sense because he's a gymnast. Like he's like one of the most acrobatic characters in all of DC. So it makes sense that he would have some good glutes to go with it. But yeah. I think it's just like a mix of some artists get a little carried away, or because like I said, was mentioning earlier, sometimes you draw them first like with like the peak of muscularity and the peak of musculature, and then you dial it back in order to make, like real things, and especially with like skin tight outfits, you have to like you start with like all the muscles. You have to have everything drawn out so you get like that superhero physique. And then you dial it back a little bit, especially if it's like skin tight. You only have to dial it back a tiny little bit. Just like add a little bit of wrinkles in the clothes here and there, a little bit of gaps in the clothing where there is breathing room, so it doesn't look like it's just a naked person with colored skin. Sometimes people forget to do that, or sometimes people just don't do it far enough, and it ends up really overemphasizing some areas. It's very well known and easy to do with like female characters, and I think most of it's intentional. You know, most guys are just okay with drawing very, very, you know, basically nude women with painted clothes. And with exceptions, I think it's like mostly an accident for the guys. Like Nightwing. Sorry, I'm just trying to munch. Almost done. It's fun when you can kind of tell what the artist is trying to do. The artists are just, you know, like you can tell when they're trying to make them feel real, when they're trying to like make him this like super character that with like this physique that you dream of. Sometimes they just make mistakes and they didn't really think about it too much. Like specifically what I was referencing was I was reading a Blue Beetle comic, and he has like his phone ring on his butt pocket, and the way that they drew his butt was just so needlessly detailed and exaggerated, where I was just like, this is crazy amount of butt cheek that like no one, I looked it up, no one mentioned it in the comic. All the reviews don't even like make jokes about it. It's literally just me, and I think it's hilarious. But it's like, it doesn't take away from anything, but it is distracting. I think I would have dialed it down if I was the artist. I would have been like, hey, let's chill. Like this is not gonna add anything to the comic. This distracts from the comic. But maybe I'm wrong because no one else seems to notice it. So maybe go off, artist. Go off. A lot of people were complaining about the art too, which I just think was unnecessary. Because it's a weird style, but I like people who like try to channel a little bit more like anime into it. Because I think they had like, you know, those anime reactions where the face becomes like cartoony emotes that you have on, you know, like iPhones and everything. I like that. Like, it's fun. Whenever, like, you know, somebody says something stupid and all the characters have, like, these extreme reactions that, like, make their faces, like, 100 times the size of their body. I think it's fun. But it was, like, a weird mix where, like, I think the colorists try to make it realistically shaded. So instead of being, like, these white circles for eyes, there were, like, white circles that were, like, realistically shaded to be, like, spheres instead of just circles. You know, like, they were 3D objects with, like, blues and all this, and they're like reflections, and I was just like, I think you could, if you're gonna go for like the really simplified, you know, cartoony emotes, sometimes it's better to just leave it simple and, you know, goofy. You don't have to also realistically shade it, but you know, it's you know, that's my personal preference. And I imagine like some people probably, you know, like they see anime getting into their comics and they're like, no, they should not mix. I'm a bit. I like a bit of both. Like Jorge Jimenez on Batman. He was on Superman, and I think he was on Superboy way before that, or Teen Titans, one of the two. Oh, Superboys. Or Super Sons. That was the first time I saw Jorge Jimenez's art, and he definitely has like a very flowy style that's like very anime inspired, and I love his art a lot. I don't really like it on Batman. It's fine for Batman. I think it's great for Batman. He's a great artist, no matter what he does. But I like Batman being a little bit more gothic inspired, you know, like a lot of shadows. He does, but I think because he has like a very anime inspired art style, he does silhouettes really well. And he does like very stylistic choices very well. Like, you know, moments where Batman is just like a shape almost, and like text will be inside of his cape, even though, you know, obviously there's no LEDs under his cloak that spell out "I am Batman." It's just like a style thing, and I think that's good. I think that like art needs to have that kind of flow. Like it's like if you're gonna be a drawn medium, you should be exaggerating to some degree. You know, like you have to have some, you know, art to it. If it's just photorealistic, then, you know, there's not really much to it. You know, it depends on what you're going for with the story. When you're going for like superheroes, I think you need to have like a lot of fun with the art. But if you're going for something like Constantine, I think you benefit from more of a cartoon, more of a realistic and gritty style. You should still have, I just spit. You should still have some artistry to it and some exaggeration when it comes to like the supernatural elements. But the more real you get, the more horrifying you get with other areas. Like if you show somebody being ripped apart by demons, you know, like the more real it feels, the more horror you can have to it, because like you can actually like relate to them being real human beings. They're not just like cartoony characters being yanked like, you know, Bugs Bunny. You know, like they're not getting smushed and smashed. They're, you know, like their bones are being ripped out of sockets like that. That needs to have some grittiness and realness to it. Need to in quotations. I think there are general rules in art, and like you can break them if you do them in a good way. And I think that has to do with adaptations as well. I think I heard somebody bring up like Final Fantasy, the remakes are really good, but they're not necessarily accurate to what the original game. But you can get away with that if it's good. You know, like if you do something new with an adaptation and it sucks, everybody's gonna flame you. But if you do an adaptation that's like good but differs from the original, you know, you're still gonna have people who are purists, but more people will be like accepting of this new adaptation if it's good, if it's done in a good way. So like Final Fantasy VII remakes, everybody loves the remakes, even though there's like weird changes. I don't know, because I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. I'm actually kind of a Final Fantasy hater because I think it's fun to be a hater. But I think that's like an interesting, something interesting that somebody pointed out. I think it was Jim Cozition. I haven't watched him in years. I don't know what he's up to. But yeah. Just felt like talking about comics. It started from butts. I think I have a bad habit of getting too serious whenever I get on any topic. It like starts goofy and then I'm like, but let's bring it down to realism. I wish I didn't do that so much. But it is what it is. I think art is one of those areas where I just can't help myself to get serious about it. because it's like something that literally is on my mind 24/7. And I also have like pretty trashy opinions, like not liking Final Fantasy. So like it's fun for me to get like really serious about something that's so flexible, Like I don't like going too far. Like some people are like, is there some true beauty that is objective? And it's like, not really. But it's fun to pretend like it is. Like, whenever I'm saying like all these rules can be broken. That's what I mean. It's like, it's fun to pretend like there's objective rules to art, but there's always examples of it being broken and going well. That like proves to you like, yeah, you can do whatever you want with art and still be good art. It just depends on, how you do it. And, like the mood of the people. Like sometimes art makes changes that don't make other artists happy, but that's fine. There was a time when Impressionists were considered terrible artists. But then like the people kind of just accepted it. People were ready for it. And not necessarily all of it. Like it's pretty famous that Van Gogh wasn't super successful at the time. Hang on, I don't know how I'm doing this at all. I'm getting too distracted. Sorry, I just need to focus for that. I still think the collar is too huge because it's like, I'm imagining that like on the other side it's like reaching here. And that feels like too much collar. But I don't think from far away you notice it that much. I don't know. Something about it just feels wrong. It's probably just something I'm gonna have to like deal with. Like I'm just gonna have to accept. But I also feel like if I don't get it figured out right now while we're still in like the very first rough, then I'm not gonna be happy. Like it's just gonna become a problem that I fix later. Like it's gonna like slow me down later on if I don't like deal with it now. How's that? No, that's way too high. I think we can have it like disappear behind the hand a bit. I think that's fine. Her hand's like tiny. Oh my goodness. The scaling of everything feels so off to me. It's driving me nuts. This is the hard thing with trying to do like kooky perspectives, is like trying to get the scaling right for everybody. It's crazy. And I think because like I didn't break it down into like basic shapes from the very start, like it's coming back at me already. Let me check some. Let me try some. Just a simple little cutout. Deselect. Just a second. Hold on. Maybe I should use reference. Maybe that would help with this. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think one of the issues is I'm curling up his fingers and something about that looks off. And then also the finger that's supposed to be pointed out isn't really pointing out. It's kind of like curving back towards the camera for whatever reason. So there's just like a lot of issues with that as well. So let's keep it on its own layer for now. And let's try to figure out the hand. I'm gonna dye this down as well. I'm gonna just start a new hand. So let's just draw it out shape-wise. I was gonna erase it, but then I realized like we need to keep it just to like make sure I keep it around that size. So big old palm. We got the palm. So now the finger, the lead finger should be like this. Just like that, right around there. Okay, that's one. And the other two should be reach out a little bit and then bend down. I think maybe drawing them as one might help. One big like clump. feel like I'm messing with like puppet hands right now. This entire stream is just gonna be handled, isn't it? No. I think we're there. Hold on, let me just... Wait a second. I know what to do. There's a... Pretty sure this is like a hand pose, and the web pose are the stuff that I use. So let me just get his hand. Let me steal his hands. I just try to say hand it over. Get it? Like hand? Let's see, is there one with like a leading finger? I think there's one that's pretty close. I just think that the leading finger isn't as pointing out as I would like it to be, which I think I can tweak. So like more joints, or does it just stop there? Oh, this is confusing my head. Oh, the controls, please. I'm just so confused. There we go. I'm gonna ignore the front finger, the forwardmost finger, because it doesn't work with what I'm going for. Or I can't tweak the finger any like further than it already is. This also kind of looks terrible. I'm trying to get the angle right. Oh, I should have worked this out on Web Poser before I even started the stream. I'm sorry guys for not doing that, because that would have like saved me so much time. Let me see if I can get it basically there. I wish there was a way for me to show this one. I'm gonna try to do this just like quick, so I don't spend like the entire stream doing this. It looks like he's picking his nose on accident. Hold on. Oh my god, there we go. Then let me see if I can make the camera kind of warped like I usually do. Here we go. There we go. Let's just use that. Oh, hold on. Let me lock it so that all these little things disappear. By the way, if you don't use Web Poser, webapp.magicposer, you can just look up Magic Poser. Use it because it is very good for working out simple poses like this. Relatively simple poses. It can take a lot of work to get there, but once you get there, it is a good reference tool. So let me pop this in. Pop. Oop. I'm gonna make it smaller, which is usually the opposite of what I need to do. See, can I cover it? This isn't the exact angle because obviously I didn't have too much time to work on it, but just wanted to tweak it. And then you can also see that the finger's not even close to where I need it to be. But just to give like an idea of where I wanted to go. So let's see. Anything I should do? I should maybe make the pinky more prominent. Yeah, let's try that. Because I think naturally it's just gonna leave whenever it gets curled up. It gets a little bit more forward. And then I don't think you see the thumb at all from here. Do you see the thumb? No, it's like completely hidden. And then this should be a little bit different in shape. I'm trying not to make it too smooth. I want it to be a little sharp. Just to make it look a little bit more interesting. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Let's just try to exaggerate and smooth things out a little bit. Simplify it, I mean. I use exaggerate and simplify pretty interchangeably. Because that's kind of how that works. You simplify things to make the angles look a little bit sharper. Meaning it's like less complexity, but also it makes the changes in the form more prominent. Because there's less changes. So the ones that are there are just more significant. More noticeable. I think I need to make a change to this pencil. I think I want it to vary in size a little bit, so it's a little bit more whippier. Because you can get like streakiness, but it's not. It feels like it stays the same size relatively. There's not much like to it. Oop, didn't mean to do that. I might have to tweak it. Well, later. Not on stream. Okay. You guys wouldn't be able to see it either way because I don't have that window set up. Like I have to set up each independent window for every change that I make. So like if I adjust the colors, if I add a blur, I have to set up a blur window in the settings. I have to set up a color adjustment setting, a saturation setting. But I do not want to have for brush properties. So if I make any tweaks to it, you guys can't see it. Except for like the top up here. I'm doing like a final draft of this, even though I shouldn't be. Here we go. I think we got it now. I think finally we're there. Let me just add knuckles. Oh, hold on. How does it look in the picture I was looking at? Hold on. Yeah, they're not super prominent, just like a little squared off thing. I think it should be most prominent here, right on the last finger, the pointer, and then you get that little bit of mound where the thumb is. Then you have like all the wrinkles and everything. Or sorry, not the wrinkles, the veins. We do like veins here. We like veiny people here. I don't put enough veins in my drawings. I think it's because it's always like superfluous. So it's like the last thing I think about. I think I only do like a little bit of mess on the ridge right here. Not the palm, the opposite of the palm. Backhand. I get way more like obsessed with like the knuckles and like the I don't know if they're ligaments, but like the little connector pieces. It might be ligaments, tendons. I don't know. I don't know anatomy. I'm just goofing and gaffing. I'm making this all up. I don't even know what a bone is. Okay. So I think we can go ahead and delete the hand that was under it. I don't know why it took so much work to get the hand to look correct, but it did, and that's fine. But let's go ahead and merge them. Merge the layer below, then we're gonna clear it up. So erase the parts underneath that I need to. Try not to erase the original line. I think I was too afraid to like erase any more from his face than I already did. So I had to work it out on a separate layer first in order to get things a little bit more appropriate. Or a little bit closer to where they needed to be. I think it'd be nice to have just like one fang very visible, very prominent. Did I have him with like very specific teeth? Because I draw a lot of them with like very prominent fangs or very different fangs based off of someone named Face Speaker. They do a lot. They did all of Vampire the Masquerade mouths. So like they gave the vampires, each clan has like a different set of teeth that like more visualize their personalities. So I try to base a lot of them off that. Like Toreador had very prominent, very pretty fangs. The Gangrel had more beastly fangs. It looks like I gave them like werewolf fangs. Let me see if I can get a picture. I probably can. It's not too. I already know the artist. Face Speaker. Oh, what is happening? Why is it not typing? There we go. Speaker. BTM. There it is. Copy image. So theirs is a lot. They're Gangrel. Let me erase everything else. Again, this is Face Speaker. F-E-Y Speaker. Like S-P-E-A-K-E-R. I think they have an Instagram, but I think they're mostly a Twitter, Tumblr user. But they are on Instagram if that's where you like to follow them. But yeah, I like the way that they do Gangrel. Actually, before I erase it. So you can see that the Toreador, they're very like soft and prominent, which makes sense because they're the most human. Bruja almost have like double fangs because it's like the normal canines and then the elongated canines. And I think that also works for their more aggressive personality, but not as aggressive as Gangrel because Gangrel are like literally beasts. And it's not even the most crazy. I think the I don't remember if it's Nagaraja or Narag. I'm not gonna try to say it. Hold on. I'm just gonna grab it if I can find it. Hold on. Let me put these. Oh, it just went right over it too. I'm low-key a little obsessed with all these designs. So the Nagaraja have like this very simple spiky teeth, which makes sense because I think they're the ones where they actually need to eat the entire person, or the entire body. They're like full cannibals. Giovanni are a little goofy, but I don't mind it, because like it's 13 or 14 clans, so having a different like set of prominent teeth are obviously going to be a little difficult. I think the Ministry having like serpent teeth are beautiful, perfect, easy, simple, really makes them more unique. Malkavians are also another one where I don't really know how I feel about it because it's a little bit too human and they're not supposed to be human. Toreadors are supposed to be the most human, so it's why they have like not very super big fangs. They're just like tiny little things. Nosferatu are all just gnarly, which obviously makes a lot of sense. Venture have very strong, prominent, proud ones, and La Sombra also have them on different teeth than La Sombra, because La Sombra are supposed to be almost identical. Not identical, they have differences, but it's a very subtle difference. They're both like power hungry. So I like that they're almost the same. It's just different teeth that are prominent. I'm like losing. I'm like getting a headache. I think I'm talking too much. But yeah, the Gangrel is the one we're gonna focus on though. Just wanted to mention that I really love these like unique teeth designs, and I try to implement them. Wow. Okay, we're just gonna keep it simple. There we go. So I don't want it to be that gnarly because obviously as a lawyer it's gonna look a little weird if he has that crazy of teeth, but definitely the like really prominent bottom fangs I think I want to include. So let's see if I can draw that. I think just right there. I just realized, sorry, I yelled really loud, but I was wondering, I was always worried about the whole having a beard thing as a lawyer, but I just realized Legal Eagle has a beard. Of course he can be a lawyer with a beard. I already explained that I looked it up before, but it's kind of unusual. Ooh, they have to be very clean cut. But I wanted to still at least have the beard to have like more of a beastly look. The lawyers usually tend to be like very clean shaven because like you have to like present yourself as like a very qualified and reasonable individual. But I think it still works with the beard. I think you still get it out of the beard. I'm gonna keep you just for posterity. Let's go to, not you, that's the color, that's the bar. There it is. Okay, is there anything different I want to do with the hand? I think maybe just having it in a more relaxed pose. Nope. Just turn this off. You go all the way to the top. Gonna bring this down one. I'm also gonna bring the other one down one. A couple. Just like right there. Right on top of that. Not too far to reach. Gonna go back to like 20. eraser. We're about an hour in, so I have to keep mind of the time because I do want to get I think maybe done with this sketching, completely done with the sketching. At the very least, I think we should get done with the sketching. How's that looking? I think it's a little too low. I think usually hands are like right around mid-thigh if you have like long arms. If you have short arms and they're like, it's a really small difference, but like long arms are usually like right down here. Short arms are like right up here. It's like a tiny little difference, but it's like something so subtle that it becomes noticeable. Like I follow someone on Instagram, and I've noticed that their arms are just kind of a little, like their proportions are just a little off. It's nothing wrong with it, just something I noticed. So like whenever I see their arms, I'm just like, ooh, those are tiny little things. And I'm not one to stalk because I am a tiny little person. I am 5'2", 5'1", 5'3", somewhere around there. Here we go, like there, right there. He's got big old mittens, which I like. Let me try to give it a little bit more depth here, a little bit more width. Should probably erase this now, so it's all one connected piece. I do think it's a little bit too big. What's it look like in the original? Yeah, he's got a lot skinnier arm here. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple and cut the hand out because I do like how it's drawn, and I don't want to try to have to redraw it. So we're just gonna cut it out and manipulate it that way. My favorite part of digital art, I can just cut things out and change the proportions to fit better without having to redo it and redo it and redo it and like tear up the paper by like drawing it over and over again. That sucks a lot. That's probably my least favorite thing. whenever your paper starts to tear because you just keep erasing. Like deselect. There we go. So let's keep the entire thing in mind. I'm just gonna make it slightly smaller. Just like right there. Why is it locking? Snap to... Nope. Does it need to be smaller? Maybe just touch. Just like right there. Small enough to match the other hand, but also not too small that it looks goofy. Why does it keep snapping? Stop doing it. Just like right there. Let me take a look at that. Sorry. I keep moving around camera like a madman. We can turn off this guy. Why are you all the way down here? You're like the main reference. Oh, I forgot to merge these. Wait, how's it looking from afar? I'm gonna use the reference, the little sketch I did here too. I think I'm gonna make the lead finger a little bit more open because it looks like it's curled up, and I don't think that looks a little weird. Doesn't look as relaxed as I wanted to. I might make that arm longer again. Something about it just feels so... Now it just feels too stubby. I don't know. Let's do the finger first. This shouldn't be too hard. It's just a tiny little tweak. Shouldn't be hard, but I can make things difficult. Yeah. Make the thumb a little bit more open too. A little looser. I keep forgetting to merge these. There we go. Sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to figure this out. What's going on? What's going on? I don't understand. Oh, I see what's going on here. The palm I had like way different. It should be like this. You should be seeing like the curve of it much more. There you go. That feels way better. I mean, it's still gonna refine it, but feels way better. I think because now the palm is like curved along with the leg, so it's like facing in, which is just feels a lot more natural. I think what it was happening was basically the hand was, instead of being like curved a little bit towards the body, it was like curved away from the body, and it looked a little bit like he was doing something weird with his backhand, and it wasn't relaxed at all, or his back arm. This feels a little bit more like he's just kind of like throwing it back. See, I know what I'm doing, sort of, kind of, maybe a little bit. What the? That's not what I thought that was a razor. Okay, come on. What's going on now? Oh, now I have like no idea where his neck and chest line is supposed to be. Oh my goodness, I keep finding more problems. All right, head. Neck. It's gonna be a little hidden underneath because of it. He's like hunched over. Collarbone should be up right along here. What? Why did it turn the camera? What? Oh. I think right there. Okay. We're almost there. Sorry, just a second. The weird breathing in my ears is a little weird. Okay, I think I just need to fix the legs, then I'm gonna start drawing on clothes. Or drawing a little bit more details to the clothes. So let me turn this off, because now it's pretty much like directly with the reference, in line with the reference. Sorry, in line with the corrections that I did. So now I just want to make sure his body is properly proportioned. So let me cut off his legs in a good way. Completely not weird way. I'm not insane, you are. This is completely normal. So we're gonna select, deselect, pop, okay. So what if I just made his legs just flat out longer? Just extendo leg. No. What if I made them proportionally longer and wider? Also no. Ooh, let's do perspective. Pull that a little bit more that way, and pull the front leg a little bit closer to the camera. So I just do that. Control Z, Control V. This is what it was. After, before, after, before, after, after, before, after. Hold on, let me just do it like this. Yeah, do you think it looks a little bit too tight here? I think doing just a little bit of distortion, so the back leg is just a little bit shorter, the front leg comes a little bit closer to the camera, and just overall he looks just like maybe an inch taller. Something about that looks just a little bit better to me. Okay, so we're gonna merge this back in. I think now we can officially say all the line art is done, or sorry, all of the anatomy is worked out. We just need to make sure that the actual drawing of the character is finished. So let's just get on a tie, because I did forget to do that originally. I think that's a pretty key aspect to this. I forgot, is the fat part on the right side or the left side? I think it's whichever one your dominant hand is, but let me check. Yeah, it looks like whichever side is dominant is the fat side, which makes sense. I could just say he's left-handed, but I try not to make things too easy. There it goes. I just saw somebody. So the big part should be like around here. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect because it is like loose and like wrinkled because he like undid his tie. Like that. And then we could just like that. Should be a lot more gradual though. Maybe like that. That feels right. Right there. And of course he's gonna have a belt. Keeps it firm against the hips. And we like that. I wear belts for like every occasion because like it's just so good not worrying about whether or not it's gonna like ride up or not fall off, but like get too slack and show off some crack. That's very embarrassing. I think like once I like started to realize I could just wear a belt to completely avoid ever worrying about it in middle school, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna always wear this because like I straight up don't have to worry about it at all, and have not looked back. I think this is the second rough. So if we can get this done before 9:30, and I'm gonna be happy. Obviously, he's gonna have furry hands, being a very hairy lad. Just a little. I'm gonna just draw out some blood because I think I'll figure out what this is supposed to be. Maybe a little bit of a drip here. That way, there's enough blood to like point your eyes to it. Oh yeah, and here. Go, and then the pants. Then we might be good. Yeah, once I get the pants and shoes on, we'll be done. And I mean, the pants and shoes aren't too crazy either. Pretty sure. Let me double check. Where is he? Okay, some nice little Italian-looking shoes. I don't need to draw the briefcase. That's he probably like threw that at somebody. I don't think he would hang on to his briefcase during the entire encounter. That'd be silly. The Ambiginator. Don't mind me just doing dumb stuff. Oh, it gets so blurry so fast. think there is a grow brush. Let me try using that real quick. Wow, that got blurry very fast. Oh, it's already time to go back to work this week. Man, this week flew by for me. It's probably because I was unconscious for most. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, it was a little helpful. I think maybe I just need to redo the line over it just a bit. Just a bit, just a little bit. It's a little bit of a touch up. I wanted the hand to be a little bit like similarly bulky as to this one down here. I think it's fine if it's not exactly the same. Let me just hold on 1 second. First, let me do like a little line to like note where the hand starts. I just want to test something real quick, see if I'm just like losing my mind for no reason. Bip, bop, bip, bop, bip, bop, bip, bop, bip, bop, bip. Control C, Control V. Let me deselect it. Then we're just gonna rotate it. Can we mirror? No, let's not get too crazy. I think if I bent the fingers, can I do that? What is this? Distort move. Okay. It's a little bigger. Not too much. Not too much to worry about. Nothing to like get up too much more upset over. I think the doing that last second like little adjustment helped. All right, back to the pants, so we can get a little bit of something finished for this stream. Don't want it to be like the last one where it took like 14 streams. Okay. Reset this, make it like a 20, we'll do like 18. I don't think that's gonna make much of a difference anyways. That's not an eraser. Oh, hold on. Okay, select, deselect, and then we can do it. I still had a duplicate of the hand just floating around. Hang on a second. I don't know why I'm losing my mind. I don't know how to draw slacks. Nothing too crazy. I think I remember looking up nice shoes. Just nice dress shoes. And that's like, these were like one of the designs that came up. Let's pull the pants down a little further, like a little bit, like right here. They fold around the knees, right? Well, I guess they're baggy. Let me see if they have like better fitting ones. Yeah, they fold around the knees. They get draped around there. I think that's just natural. And then I'm gonna also put some lines here because that's usually where I'm seeing a lot of folds. I think that's like where they get this. That's where the stress of stretching your legs apart. That's where they usually starts to fold over there. gonna keep the knee drawn so I can still reference that part of where it is on the leg. That look weird? Ah, come on. Don't tell me I'm already finding another issue. Oh my goodness. I'm so tired of finding issues. I wish I was just blind. Sorry, that's not true. I wish I never found any issues. I wish everything was just perfect. Come on. Like, I took one step forward and then immediately I'm like, oh, actually, I'm gonna have to completely redo this entire thing. I think I'm gonna have to go in for another tweak just after this stream. Yeah, I think we're gonna just keep working with this, and then if I still have an issue with it, then I'm gonna just fix it for the next stream, because I want to hurry up and get through with a little bit more of this area, just at least get to the next stage, which would be like the final, like starting the final line art, at least on the character. But I think we're pretty much good from there. Let me just erase that one. I don't like that one. Give it like one good wrinkle, like near the end of the pants. That's all you need. One good wrinkle. dragons, please. It's just a thumb. Don't make me lose my mind. Okay, I think we're there. Oh, let me draw the buttons. 1, 2, should be like 4. Shouldn't be too many buttons. And then just 1 up here. Where the last button would be. Or I guess there's be another one right at the very edge of the collar. But no one usually puts that button in. Yeah, I think that's good as far as the outfit. Could maybe have a little bit of blood here. Just realized his thumb is tiny. Or maybe just his finger's too fat. Hold on. There we go. Alright. Let's see, is there anything else I can do? I can do some blood on his chest. A little drippy. Some blood on his shirt. Let's just do the rest, fix this back up. That's on the wrong layer. Mm. Is that G-Folk? Yes, it is. I knew it. This is one of my favorite ones off of this little project they did. He did. Or I think they, because it's like a double album. There we go. It's all fixed up. I don't know. I think he looks a little too top heavy. But I'll worry about that later. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Yeah, we'll worry about it later. So that's pretty much it for the roughs. We're gonna start doing the final clean line art and get to work on that. I think maybe we can do it in one stream. We'll see. And then the background, I think we're gonna do it like I usually like to do, which is completely rough and not have any lines on it. That's probably what we're gonna do. And then also, I didn't even mention it. Let me go and bring it up. Oop, undo. There we go. I also pulled out the palette for the Gangrel. I might tweak it because it is a little bit too nasty, a little too green, too brown. We'll see if I can tweak it a little bit. Maybe add a little bit more reds. We'll see. Maybe even a purple. I think purple would be like a good little like contrast color. Let me show you what I mean while I still have everything up. So I already have my like little thumbnail that I do. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm gonna do the smallest one. See if that pops in early. Where is it? There it is. So you can see on here that there's a little bit of hints of purple. And I think we're gonna do that in order to let things stand out a little bit more. Because it was just missing a little bit of color. And then also I had like a more bluish tones as well. So a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple, just to give things a little bit more life and not just let things be kind of this like muddier palette. I know, you know, they were just trying to make each one stand out and be a little bit more unique, especially because the Ministry is technically the green and purple one. But, you know, just a little bit more of, So add a little bit of cool colors to the palette. And not even like that cool, because purple is still like warmer. It's like on the warm end of cool colors. But yeah. I think we're gonna do that as far as the like color scheme for this. But you know, I always like to start with this like reddish tone and something that's not white, so I don't feel like I'm blinding myself every time. Let me see what it looks like with that. Bah. That's what it looks like without any kind of thing. Like it's already making my eyes kind of hurt. Yeah, just a cooler color to keep things a little calm. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that once we get on the colors. But first we're gonna be doing the cleaner liner. I was gonna say fresh, but fresh doesn't sound right. But yeah, that's where we're gonna leave it. Thank you for everybody who's here. If there's any issues with the anatomy or the proportions, I'm gonna fix it off stream. Hopefully that should be all right. I think I just need to shrink the right arm. The right arm is just like huge and tanky. It's nicely drawn out. I think it's just the sizing is crazy. Like he looks like a charger from Left 4 Dead. I always have trouble with proportion, so we'll see. But thank you for being here for the stream. Sorry I started late, and sorry it was mostly a short one, but just, you know, like I said, this week just felt very, I don't know, too much. I feel like I'm spread too thin this week. But next week I will be here. Let me double check that before I actually say that, like I even bothered checking. Yes, next Tuesday I have literally nothing going on. I don't think the entire week. But also in like 2 weeks I have a Death Grips concert. It's gonna be on a Thursday, so it's not gonna interfere with this. But I just felt like bringing it up because Death Grips. Very excited. Sorry. Yeah, next week 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do this every Tuesday. So we will be doing the cleaner line art before we start moving on to flatting out and getting the colors in. Yeah. I probably will also do some notes to make sure I mark out the steps of how I'm going to do this. But yeah, we're going to be doing that. So feel free to check out my Instagram. I didn't make a post this week, but I did post on my story just a little fun little doodle. So feel free to check that out. Check out any of my other art that I posted in the past few weeks. I'm going to skip this song because the kid's shouting my ear. Sorry. But yeah, check out my Instagram, same name as my Twitch. That's usually where I post my stuff most up to date. So if you want to see my stuff get posted first, you can go there. Obviously, if you want to see me work on it before it's even posted, then you can follow me here on Twitch. I also have a YouTube channel. Okay, so 2 YouTube channels. I have the full stream archive where I just post the full stream up to YouTube channels for posterity. Just have something to look at if you want to catch up that way. But if you don't have all the time to sit there and watch what are they called? What is it called when you upload a stream? VODs, there we go. If you just want to watch the full VODs, you can just watch them on that channel, the Raul A. Pena full streams. And then there's a second YouTube channel called My Time Lapses. All of these are linked down below, but the time lapses are just the entire stream cramped down into like more 4 to 5 minute chunks. That way you can watch it all in one sitting, and they're very cool because you get to see the entire process and how I'm doing it. I like editing them so each step is like its own pace, and so the more interesting bits get a little bit longer time. The more unnecessary things where I'm just reworking, those get sped up into like 30 seconds. So for you to check that out, follow whichever one you like. I'd appreciate both, but just whatever you prefer fits your schedule. Please check those out. I also have a DeviantArt, so if you want to see some of my older stuff or some extra pieces that I don't necessarily want to put on my Instagram, I usually post them to DeviantArt because it's more of just whatever goes there. It goes. So yeah, feel free to check that out. I have a lot of old stuff from before I even started taking art seriously, back when I was in like middle school. So I've had a DeviantArt very long time, and I like to stay active there. So just feel free to check me out. Give me a like, favorite, however you want to do things on the DeviantArt side of things. Then I also have a commission sheet. So if you want me to do one of your characters, just like I am for my own Vampire the Masquerade characters, or D&D, any kind of role playing, or if you just want me to draw one of your favorite anime comic book characters, I'd love to do that. Just check out the commission sheet down below for my rates and send me a message. If you don't like the way that it's written and you're more curious about specific questions or what it means, you can just feel free to shoot me an email or send a message on Instagram. We can just talk it through and see what we can do. I also love just making sure that your character just really represents what you want them to look like. So, talk to me about it. I'd love to help you out with that. Just make sure to, make it very clear what you're there for, because Instagram has a lot of bots and they can be very deceptive. So it's very hard to tell who's real on Instagram. So, if you want me to do commission, maybe share a little bit about your character so it feels like something to bite on, and then if you don't want to go through all that and you just want to make a one-time quick donation, I also have my PayPal link down below. So anything you could give just makes me feel like I'm really appreciated and my time and effort is appreciated. And then whatever money can either can make me improve the quality of streams, maybe by getting different microphone, different cameras, different anything. So whatever you could pitch in, I'd really appreciate it. Whether you want a commission, whether you donate to my PayPal, or if you just like spending time here. I really appreciate anybody hanging out and chatting, even if it's for a few minutes, even if it's just on the VODs that go up later on the YouTube channel. I just appreciate everybody that can see my art and enjoy it. I think that wraps pretty much everything up. Let me get a sip of coffee. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a good one, and I will see you next week. Bye. Bye.